Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and happy new year. Welcome to the first video of 2024, which is obviously going to be my spin the bottle TBR game for January. It is a new year, we have new prompts, we have new rules, let's get into it. Just a few minor things will be changing this year. First and foremost, starting out with the reward and punishment idea. So previously when I first began this game, I would set a TBR and if I completed it, I got a reward. If I didn't complete it, I would get a punishment. That was very restrictive, made reading a little less fun. So last year I changed the rules and just made it so that I only had to fulfill the prompt. Like I could swap out the book choices, but as long as I completed the prompt, I still won. So I got a reward if I completed all of the prompts. And I really liked that. Reading was really fun last year. I didn't have any problems really fulfilling the prompts, but therefore the rewards weren't really like hard to get. So this year I want to make it a little bit more difficult. So that being said, the rule that decides whether I get a reward or a punishment comes down to this. I will play my game as normal, and for every single spin, I will designate a specific book for that prompt. If I stick with that original choice for each 5 spins, then I will get the reward prompt that can be utilized in next month's game. And then the next step down will be the neutral territory. This is where I do complete the prompts, but I did have to swap out a couple titles. Nothing will happen here. I don't get a reward, but I don't get a punishment. Now, if I don't do either of the things, if I don't read the first TBR and I don't even complete the prompts, then I will get a punishment this year. Punishments are coming back. I do think that it will be rare if I get a punishment prompt, but I also wouldn't write it off. So both of those are back on the table this year. And you will now notice that all of the prompts that I will put on the board are now Patreon only prompts. I used to have cardboard color paper as well as just white paper. The white prompts were just the ones that I came up with, and then the cardboard color paper were submitted to me from my patrons. Now every single prompt is submitted to me from my patrons. So, starting next month, we will begin the game by going over the previous month, but I didn't actually play in December, and it's the beginning of a new year, so we're just starting fresh. No reward, no punishment for this month, so we could just start playing the game. The first spin, the first spin is always my Patreon only spin, which every single space is covered by a reading prompt. But now every single time a prompt will be chosen, it'll still be submitted to me by my patrons. I didn't even think about that one. Maybe next month we'll just do 5 normal spins, but this first month I'm gonna stick to the covering all spaces. We're gonna do this in homage to the previous years. So let's go on to spin number 1. Okay, spin number 1, we got heads versus tails. This one could blow me up in a big way because I do really have a strict stack of books that I need to read for this month for specific video endeavors. But the rules of heads versus tails is that I must choose one that I'm really excited to read and one that I'm not so excited to read. Or one that I need to read and one that I just didn't want to read this month. That sort of thing. So let me go choose my choices for this matchup. Our first choice, representing tails, because I always choose tails, is Monstrilio by Gerardo Sermano Cordova. I would love if this won. And then representing heads is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Madonna. This is one that I wouldn't be mad if it won, but for whatever reason, I am never drawn to this book. I don't understand why. It seems to be everyone's favorite. And I also can't be bothered to find a coin, so we have a coin toss simulator, all right? So we're gonna click on it, and then we're going to flip the coin. Are we ready? Ready, set, go. Heads. Cool. Okay, so first spin of the year. Could have gone better. Who knows? Maybe it will still be okay, but this is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I know that it's like a grumpy sunshine, witchy, cozy romance, and service level, it sounds great. I love Grumpy Sunshine. I don't know what my problem is. I think what bothers me is the name. It's such a long title for a book that it bothers me. But evidently, this will get read this month. And that being said, we can go on to spin number 2. Spin number 2, we got read a book for a reading vlog. And I'm actually going to be choosing Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This is the buddy read pick for my book club this month. I run a book club over in my Patreon. We call it The Greenhouse. It is the best group of bookworms in the whole world. I'll link it down below if you want to come check it out. We would love to have you join us. But this is the buddy read pick. So this book will not only get an exclusive like Discord thread where everyone can chat about it as we read it together, but also an exclusive reading vlog from me that'll be live only for my book club members. I feel like this is really bright. Should I bring it down a notch? We should bring it down a notch. How about that? That looks too dark. Let's do that one. Is that better? I don't know. Remarkably Bright Creatures is involving a woman sort of like grappling with grief. She lost her husband, so she's now a widow, and then her son went missing at sea, and I think it's been like 18 years or so. No, her son was 18 years old and vanished over 30 years ago. And now she's working night shift at the aquarium, and she gets close with this octopus named Marcellus. I believe in this story we're following their relationship. I think Marcellus is like a actual point of view in the story, and Marcellus wants to help our main character figure out what happened to her son, and that's what I know. It sounds adorable. I have heard really good things about it, and I'm really excited to read it. And now we can go on to spin number 3. It would not be a spin the bottle game if tarot didn't come up. Last year was year of the tarot. Truly landed on this space a whole ton last year, and looks like we're continuing. Speaking of, I do have some merch linked down below with themed like choose your fighter style versions of the Spin the Bottle TBR board. Caleb designed a bunch of specific designs for like nightmare prompt, mood read, tarot, challenge space, all of them. They look so good, and it's linked down below if you want to check it out. I literally live in them. But for the tarot space, I have all of the major arcana of this tarot deck and predetermined prompts for every single one of them. Since it's a new year, maybe I should have changed the prompts for every card. Maybe I'll do that sometime with Kayla, but honestly, figuring out 21 or whatever different prompts, like it was actually kind of difficult to make sure that they were all separate and didn't really overlap each other. It took a lot of time, so I don't know if I'll do that, full disclosure. But regardless, we're gonna pick one right now. So this is what we're doing. I'm kind of mixing them. I want to put some good vibes into these cards because this is my first pull of the new year. I haven't done like a New Year spread or anything like that. So I really want to try to embody what I want this year. You know what I mean? I don't know. This one feels good. Ready? Okay. We got World. That is card number 21. So let me go see in this very old bullet journal. Okay. World, that prompt is a high fantasy or a new to you author who writes fantasy. I have a couple choices. I just bit my lip. Ow. The book I'm choosing, okay. The book I'm choosing for the World Tarot card is going to be The Will of the Many by James Islington. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and it's quite the chunker. This book, been seeing it everywhere. This is definitely a fantasy book written by an author who writes high fantasy, so it definitely checks out, you know what I'm saying? This one is basically going to be about a young man who is going to this academy under a false name, trying to spy for this other group of people, trying to solve a murder that happens, I'm guessing, within the hierarchy, which is like the government. And once you graduate from this academy, your strength, drive, focus, what they call the will, gets leached up into like the higher members of society. So our main character has sort of like said that, yes, I will give my will once I graduate from this academy. But little do they know that they're actually there to uncover secrets that will probably tear the Republic apart. And not only that, but it comes with the added danger of this character having to make them believe him. And if they get caught, then the people who are using him, which know his real name, will no longer have use for him. And even more so, if the hierarchy finds out who he is and what he's doing, then they will kill him. Sounds right up my alley. It sounds like something that I could really enjoy. So this one will be getting read this month. So now let's go on to spin number 4. Hello? Another tarot space? Okay. I mean, the first one went really well, so I guess I have them right here. We can just mix them up again. So let me just, again, put in some really good vibes. I'm manifesting a prompt that will result in me choosing a book that I absolutely love for this first month of the year. I'm feeling this one, and it is Sun. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's great. Let's see what Sun means. Interesting. Sun means read a sequel. I mean, of course I have one. I'm in the middle of a million series. Right now, I am almost finished with the Throne of Glass series. I am this far into the tandem read of these two books, Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, and then I wanted to read Kingdom of Ash this month. I honestly don't know who I think I am and what kind of time that I have in my life, but this is what I want to do. So I think that I will choose Kingdom of Ash for this tarot space of sun, and plus, honestly, it kind of matches like aesthetically with the goldenness of each cover and card respectively. This is what I'll do. I wasn't sure that I wanted to put Kingdom of Ash on the actual Spin the Bottle TBR because it's so chunky, and I also have other video ideas that I'm doing, but also it's got to get done sometime. Looks like it's now. Now, as long as I don't land on the +1 space, this will be our 5th and final spin. Fifth spin, we got Instagram chooses, and I'm actually really happy about this because for one of the videos I'm doing this month, I couldn't decide on a couple books. I had my Patreon decide for me. I put a poll up for them to decide what book out of a couple in a genre that I was to read. You'll understand by the end of the month. But likewise, there's another genre that I still am a little unsure, so maybe I'll just put up a poll on Instagram and have the mass decide that one for me. Those two books are The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, as well as Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. I want to read both of them, but I don't know which one to include in this vlog project that I'm doing. So maybe I'll just put up a poll, and once I'm ready to upload this video, I'll have the results here. So this is the book that I'll be reading. Either way, I'll be really excited. So this is the choice though. Right here, right here. So that concludes the game. The last thing we do at the end of the video is I choose from my greenhouse compendium jar. So all of these pieces of paper inside are book suggestions to me from my patrons. I'm really excited to draw from here every month because one of my goals this year is to read from my own shelves. And so I changed the compendium this year to be that each patron within my book club gets to choose 2 books off of my shelf for me to read. And then I type them all up, I print them out, and I get to pick from them every month. And that is really exciting. And as I was typing all of these up the other night, I was just getting more and more excited just because like it's already books that I own, so I know that I really want to read them, and getting them personally chosen for me from my patrons is actually so much fun. I don't know, let's shoot, let's see. What is this? Guys, do you remember not too long ago when I really wanted Monstrilio to win? Because check it out, read 'em and weep. Sarah recommended me Monstrilio, and holy shit, here it is. I honestly don't really believe it. Okay, wow. We get to read Monstrilio this month. That's really exciting. This will be the 6th book on this TBR, and I wanted this one to win earlier because it's actually already going to be in one of the video projects this month. So, what could it be? So this book is about a mother whose son has died, and she has saved a piece of his lung to try to like regrow him. She nurtures the lung until it gains sentience, and then it eventually evolves into sort of this like monstrous creature, I believe. And it talks a lot about grief and the monstrous side of love, and I just think that this really could be a winner for me. I'm really excited to read this one. I've been seeing it everywhere. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I love reading. It's just so great. But okay, so this is my Spin the Bottle TBR for January. Again, one of these will for sure get chosen. I don't know what the results of that poll is yet, but we'll just leave it here for the vibes. This is really exciting. Wow. Happy 2024, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If there are any specific videos that you would love to see from me in this first half of the year, please let me know down below in the comments. And if you don't know what else to say, then go ahead and leave me the popping champagne bottle emoji down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.